She was murdered by her boyfriend as part of a bet. I'm True Crime Caitlin, and this is the murder of Rebecca Aylward. When Rebecca entered into her first serious relationship, she was 13 years old and fell hard and fast for Joshua Davies. He was everything that Rebecca ever wanted in a boyfriend, and she thought the absolute world of him. One weekend, Joshua had spent a couple of nights sleeping over at Rebecca's house, spending time with her family, laughing, playing games, and having a great time. He would even tell Rebecca that it was one of the best weekends that he had ever had, and the couple seemed so happy and so in love. So when he returned back home and abruptly broke up with Rebecca, she wasn't just heartbroken and devastated, she was extremely confused. After this, Joshua's entire demeanour towards Rebecca completely changed. It did a 360. He began to mercilessly bully her. He would spread rumours about her throughout the school. He called her absolutely horrible names, and it really seemed that he had developed this deep anger and hatred towards her out of absolutely nowhere for no reason whatsoever. This got so bad that Rebecca even expressed to some of her friends that she started feeling scared of Josh. She worried that he wanted to kill her. Meanwhile, as he is relentlessly bullying Rebecca, Josh is openly telling his friends all the different ways that he would love to kill her, including saying that he wanted to push her off a bridge. When he was saying all of this stuff, none of Joshua's friends took him seriously. They thought that he was just expressing his anger, his very clear hatred towards Rebecca, and never thought in a million years that he would actually act upon them threats. Every Saturday morning, Joshua and his group of friends would all meet in a local cafe, and they would all sit and have breakfast together. One Saturday, Joshua met up with all his friends at this cafe and started going on his usual tangent of how much he hated Rebecca, he wanted to kill her, and he was going to kill her. Him going on these very long tangents became almost a running joke within the friendship group, and they would always laugh it off. On this day though, the mood shifted, and one of the boys said to Joshua that he would make him a bet. If he went through with killing Rebecca, that boy would reward him by buying him a breakfast. This friend maybe had no idea that Josh was fully planning on murdering Rebecca, and for him, he almost used this bet as a motivation. That was the thing that was going to give him the push. On Friday, the 22nd of October 2010, Joshua texted Rebecca completely unexpectedly out of the blue. Within the text messages, he's implying to Rebecca that he not only wants to meet up and make up, but that he wants to reconcile. He wants to get back together with her, despite all of his disgusting behaviour over the past period of time. All of the bullying, all of the rumours, and all of the name calling, Rebecca was overjoyed at the thought of getting back with Joshua. This made her so happy. Like I said earlier, she thought the absolute world of him. They planned to meet the next day, and Rebecca was so excited. She got herself all dressed up, wearing some new clothes, she put some makeup on, and she styled her hair. They had initially planned to meet at a local park, but then last minute Josh decided to change the location and decided to meet her at a village. Rebecca was already at the park, and so as she started walking to the village, she is talking on the phone to her mum. At around about 5 p.m, Rebecca's auntie contacts Rebecca's mum, and she's telling her something alarming. She can't get in touch with Rebecca. Immediately, this was setting off all of the alarm bells, because what do you mean you can't get in touch with Rebecca? She was a very responsible young woman who almost never ever let her phone die and would always respond to her text messages, especially from family. Rebecca's mum tried contacting some of her friends to see if any of them were with Rebecca, but each and every person she spoke to said no, they weren't with Rebecca and they didn't know where she was. After contacting every single person that they could think of and physically driving around their local area looking for Rebecca and still seeing no sign of her, at 9 p.m, she was reported missing to the police. News of her disappearance spread fast and it was all over social media. This is how one of Joshua's friends got wind that Rebecca had gone missing. He was immediately suspicious of Joshua, and this friend confided in his parents that he thought Rebecca could be missing and had been harmed at the hands of Joshua Davies. They contacted the police, and this friend told them everything that he knew. Following the tip, the police went to a nearby woodland, and that is where they found the deceased body of 15-year-old Rebecca Aylward lay face down in some undergrowth. Rebecca's cause of death would be ruled as being from brain injuries. She had had her skull smashed in. Very quickly, Joshua Davies was arrested under suspicion of murder. Upon hearing the news of Joshua's arrest, Rebecca's mum initially could not believe it. She couldn't believe that this young boy who seemed so happy and so in love with her daughter could have been capable of doing something like this. But she would soon learn that that wasn't who he really was. Police interviewed a lot of Rebecca's friends and they asked each and every one the same question: who would want to harm Rebecca? And each of them named the same person: Joshua Davies. What we now know is that with full intentions of murdering Rebecca, Joshua lured her into the woods. He initially tried to snap her neck, but in his words, it's harder than you think. When Rebecca realised what was happening, that she was in very real danger, she tried to sprint away from Joshua, screaming out for help, and that is when he pursued her. He picked up a large rock and struck her over the head with it over and over and over until she was well past dead. A search of his phone would uncover that just days before the murder, he texted that friend that made him the bet, saying, quote, "Don't say anything, but you might just owe me your breakfast," proving that this murder was planned and premeditated. Joshua's trial began at Swansea Crown Court in July of 2011. During testimony, one friend that was testifying stated that after Joshua killed Rebecca, he took this friend into the woodland to look at her dead body. On the 27th of July, Joshua Davies would be found guilty of the murder of Rebecca Aylward. He was handed a sentence of life imprisonment with a minimum of 14 years to serve. As of right now, he is eligible for release.